NewYorkMother.com viewers, we are standing outside the WPIX studios here in New York City, about to go in and meet Miss Kaity Tong, a New York celebrity for over 2 decades, and I have a feeling this is going to be a great, no-holds-barred interview. Kaity Tong is refreshingly funny, fantastically open, and you don't want to miss her ups, her downs, and her life in general as a celebrity mom.
Sharina asked New York moms what they wanted to know about Kaity's experience balancing a successful career with being a mother in New York City.
How you balance, a good work life with a family life with kids, as well as, really delivering on your job.
Now, of course, my son is grown. And so the question probably would be, how did I manage to get him to 22 while working the entire time? And part of the time, a single mom, too. So it wasn't easy. And I think I went through something a lot of people in my position go through, which is I never felt that I did either job as well as I wanted to. And there were times when I thought, oh, I'm not giving the focus to my work day because I'm thinking about my little boy. He's in school, or there's been a problem at school, or he's calling me, he's unhappy about something. And then the flip side of it, when I'm with him, I'm often exhausted when he was little because I was working very long hours, as I still am. But back then, he needed his mom a lot more, and being a single mom, all what that entails. So I often feel as though, I wish I could have just given more to each thing. But looking back on it, I forgive myself. I do. And I kind of say, look, I did the best I could. I was the best mom I could be, and I was the best on-air person that I could be. And I've asked him that. I said, did you sometimes feel like you wished I didn't work? And he says, no, it was good. It was good that you worked because that meant that, we had the things that we needed. And he said, you always spent a lot of time with me. And I said, really? You really felt that I was there for you? And he said yes. So then what else does a mother need to hear?
And he must have been excited to see you on TV.
He could care less. For a child who had a mother who was an anchor person and a dad who was a news director all his life at various stations, and his last job was the news director of KNBC in Los Angeles. We raised a son who doesn't watch television, who doesn't even own a television. He's very typical of kids this generation. He went to UC Berkeley, and we're very proud of him, good school and everything. And of course, we wanted to give him a present, something saying, we're so proud of you. And we suggested a flat screen TV. He said, no, just upgrade my computer. He says, I don't even want to own a TV. It's just everything's the computer.
You obviously are Asian, and you grew up in an Asian household.
That's right. Very strict.
Very strict Asian household. Were you expected to take a different path than the one you did?
Oh, yes.
What path were you expected to take?
My mother was a broadcaster and producer for Voice of America. Even though she herself was a broadcaster and producer, she didn't really want me to go that way. She figured that the reason she got that job and she was doing well in it was because she just lucked out and was able to speak very good Chinese. Now, me, she wanted me to marry. She didn't want me to date, first of all the way through high school. No dating whatsoever. I wasn't allowed to do any of that. No, I didn't. I was a good girl. All I did was study, study, study.
Wow.
And then when I went to college, she didn't want me to date then either. And then when I went to graduate school, she wanted me to get married. I was saying to her, Mom, there's something missing here. And she was excited that I decided to go to Stanford because so many nice Chinese boys. Oh. And so many of them getting their doctorates. And what could be better? Yes, well, I married 2 white guys, one after the other.
There went your mom's dreams.
Sorry, Mom. No. But, she could have loved them. Mm-hmm. And first the one, then the other. And, both marriages, actually, tell you the truth, they were all very, very good until they weren't. I'm still very good friends with my first husband, who's the father of my son. And he's a really great guy. He's now resigned from the business, retired from the business. And my second husband, that's a more recent divorce, and that one's still painful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one's still
I'm so sorry.
But it's okay.
And I know your son is older now, but they still want their expensive toys. Do you feel peer pressure to give them these things?
No. I never really did. I guess the real peer pressure I felt when we were living in Manhattan was I felt he had to go to a private school. And you know how that is. You start, it's like trying to get into Harvard when you're 3. and it costs about as much.
It does.
But, so I definitely did feel that kind of peer pressure, no question about it. And I succumbed to it, I did. Looking back on it, I think he could have done just as well going to a good public school. And he ended up making his own decision about leaving Trinity at the end of Trinity's middle school. And he said, Mom, I want to take that Stuyvesant test. I said, go ahead, do it.
And so he went to Stuytown.
And exactly.
Nice.
And it was a great decision that he made on his own.
How did you raise your kid? Did you take him to the park? I mean,
Oh,
you've been a
yes.
celebrity in New York for 20
Oh,
years.
New York is full of much bigger celebrities than me. And you see them everywhere, and they have their kids with them everywhere. New York, especially Manhattan, I think, is very friendly, kid-friendly. And so when my son was small, there were only 3 or 4 things that he liked to do on the weekends. The Intrepid, the Museum of Natural History, Central Park, and the Children's Museum. Those are like basically it. So it would be one of those things, and that's all I did on weekends. Was I spent my entire weekends with my boy. And we had fun. That was good. It was like what I wanted to do too.
Does she take public transportation?
Ah, that's a
And how does she do it on her own?
Why are people interested in that? I find that so interesting.
Because I don't think we've ever seen you at a bus stop.
Oh, I take buses. I've often taken buses. Yes.
What line
yes.
do you take?
I don't take any particular line. I take a bus when I can't get a cab.
Okay.
Depending on where I am. That is my main form of transportation. I've never had a limo. I've never been supplied with one, not even when I worked at Channel 7. I'm not Barbara Walters. And so it's like, I take cabs. I must take sometimes 4, 5, 6 cabs a day. But there are times I'm in a hurry and I can't get a cab, and I'll just jump on whatever bus.
If you had one piece of advice that you can give moms listening today, what would it be?
Be easier on yourself. Don't beat yourself up so much about every little thing that you think you're doing wrong. Just try to be the best mom you can be, and then enjoy the relationship, because it's not going to be, your little kids aren't going to be little for very long. I'm in shock that my son is as big as he is and is, living his life already. I expected him to be 5 or 6 or 7 forever. Aren't those the cutest ages? And 8 and 9 are good too, Every year is good. And to enjoy them as much as possible, and just not to be don't take yourself too seriously.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It has
This was
been
a lot
my
of fun.
pleasure. You've given our moms so much to think about.